Hey, hey, it's been about 7-ish months since my last video, which was made in February. It's now September. Shit has changed. A lot has kind of happened. I remember I made my last video coming off of a pretty bad friendship ending thing. Uh, it it's gotten a little better, I will say. It still kind of sucks that happened, and it pains me to think about it, but now it's kind of just gotten a little easier to deal with. Um, I just got home from vacation for a week. I wasn't enjoying it too much because of the thing that happened on the weekend before that, which I'll tell you about. But uh, I wasn't enjoying it that much. Our car broke down on the way back. The fuel pump exploded. Or I don't know if it exploded, but it broke pretty consistently. The car wouldn't move anymore. Uh, we got towed and had to wait like 8 hours to get it all fixed back up. Thankfully, it got us home at like 3 a.m., which was 8 hours later than our estimated arrival. But we made it. That was stressful, and it did kind of offset my desires for timing when it came to school and whatnot. Just recently, um, my I kind of started getting a crush slash romantic interest in another individual. Um, but that was kind of a reciprocated thing for a while, but recently it came out to me that yeah, they don't really feel like that anymore. They have feelings for another individual, and that kind of really fucked me up. I uh I lost something really valuable to me that day. And I'm recording this on the early morning of the 18th. And this all happened, I think, back on like the 5th and the 6th and the 7th. It's September. And all of that happened. And that was probably the worst 2 days of my year. Because then I had to load into the car and get going home, or not home, get going to the beach house. And I was just kind of left with nothing but my thoughts, and I couldn't talk to any of my friends, and I couldn't just hang out. It was rough. Um, I feel torn up about that. Um, Admittedly, I do also am struggling. I'm struggling with the moral quandary of I they allowed me to like indulge in things that I couldn't find in other places. We would talk about sexual stuff, and it was fun. And I'm kind of missing that now because it was a consistent stress relief for me because I would leave. I would have a shitty day, and I'd come home and I'd talk to Pod about shit, and now I can't do that anymore, and it's kind of painful. Um, I've moved on from the Skooma and Soul stuff. At least that's kind of one that I've been portraying. I still make jokes about them occasionally, but I I try and keep them out of my headspace legitimately. It doesn't work very well because I get left to think with myself, and it gets kind of difficult. But I just feel that I'm doing a bit better in that regard. Um, it doesn't hurt as much now, which is nice. It took fucking long enough. Jesus Christ, it only started getting easier maybe over June. Um, I'm good friends with Navy now. I don't really have a crush on them like I did anymore. I just kind of we're buddies. We're besties. Um, Right now, I don't really have feelings for anyone, actually. It's nice, I guess, but it does kind of leave me feeling like I'm not moving towards anything. I would love to have, you know, obviously this is what everyone wants, but I'd love to get in a thing where people, my feelings are reciprocated with someone who I do feel for. I think that would be really nice. And I would, now I'm not saying that would fix me, but I feel like my situation would be drastically improved if I did um try to do that. Um so on that night, it was a very harrowing experience because they had like a full scale breakdown and reevaluation of their character and what they felt like and shit. The person who, I had feelings for and had feelings for me up until recently. Um, it was very harrowing because they had like a full scale breakdown and stuff, and I tried my best to support them and help them out and talk to them and do that. And it ended up being like 4 hours of talking on VC with them shouting a lot and crying, and it was painful. Um, the next day, it continued kind of. They were more calm, but it was a lot more. Hey, I'm letting you down easy. I'm gonna do my best to let you down easy, but this is how shit is. This is how I feel now, and it kind of, I'll admit, it really fucked me up because I had lost uh, who I kind of devoted myself to for the last 8 months. I lost that, and I don't have that as a thing anymore, and I feel like I let an opportunity slip through my hands because they were quite wonderful, and I feel like I could have definitely treated them better. I didn't I didn't I didn't take into account the fact that people really have problems with saying no. So I would just be like, hey, you want to do this tonight? This. We could watch some ponies. We can hang out. We can flirt. We could do all this, and they would just always agree to it, and they would do so with what they described as fake enthusiasm, just so that I was happy. And it's like cool, but I want you to tell me what you actually want to do, and you know that that didn't really work out, and on that night, it got pretty suicidal. Um, I didn't make any real hard efforts, but it was definitely I got that little twinge that I kind of get. Where maybe I'm not strong enough for this whole thing, and I know that's not a good way to think about it, but I just thought that maybe that might be, maybe I'm not built for all this. Thankfully, I did not take said action. We made it, bros. We're out. Um, now I'm just kind of reflecting, and now that I'm home for vacation and sunk back into the nice kind of smooth groove and melancholic feel of being home, uh, I need. What do I need? I feel like right now I want a couple things. So recently, I, along with one of my friends, I orchestrated the takedown of one of TFH's. Uh, I didn't see it myself. Um, Individual by the name of Curlam Oscar. Uh, Apparently, now here's me acting foolish because I just went off of raw allegations. Apparently, they were being transphobic towards one of my friends named Vixie. They organized the TFH tournament that I was playing in. Um, so I got a bunch of like messages together, got confirmation from people, and I hooked up with one of my like buddies who was further up on the TFH tree, and we took that information directly to like, the big high up people, and we were like, hey, let's get this out, let's get this done. Um, I I'm not proud. I kind of really pressured the people up top. Not my friend. My friend was very eager to assist, but I kind of pressured the people up top really fucking hard that like, hey, we got to get rid of this guy. To the point at which they did. They caved, and I used some tactics that I'm not happy about. I kind of like I was not passive aggressive, but maybe I'll say it how it is in my head. I was pretty fucking manipulative with the situation and talking to them about how like here's how shit is, here's how shit might go. Y'all are just gonna let that slide. Okay, yeah. And I'm not happy with how I handled that. I am happy with the result though, which was, hey, due to my actions, Oscar got kicked out of a lot of main areas for them fighting herds, and Vixie is considering coming back, which is a really nice thing in my book. That's a W. We take those. I don't feel particularly good about the way I did it, but I did it, and I feel good about the fact that it's done, and I got a successful exit from that. Shit, I don't remember what I was talking about. Let me go listen to my recording. Oops. I was talking about what I need, and what I need is I want to win a glue cup and be not recognized. I'm pretty sure they know people recognize me at this point because TFH is a small community. I want to win glue cup so that I can have that under my belt. And there's this server that my friend Dan hangs out in with a couple other people who I like hanging out with, like Gator Kitty and Torchic. And I don't deal with, being left out of places. I understand that it's a selfish desire to like, oh, I want to be included everywhere, but it feels like shit, man. I don't know what to tell you except for I would prefer to not feel that. It's definitely a me issue, but I'm not here to dunk on myself too fucking hard. But yeah, they were playing like a video game earlier in there, and I was like, man, I would love to fucking be in there hanging out with them, and I fucking can't, and that really hurts a lot. And fuck you, Soul, and fuck you, Arrow, and fuck you, Lunar Oasis for giving me that, because now I can't hear about my friends having fun in a place I can't access without feeling like absolute dog shit. I want to win Glue Cup, and I want to celebrate and have fun, and I want people to look at me with that kind of respect, and I want, with that respect, I would like to be able to show what I can bring to the table as a social individual. Funny jokes, fun TFH, and I want to be able to. I want to get invited to that server, and I want to go hang out in there with everybody. It's a far more closed and private group, which kind of sucks, and I just wish that I was there when it was formed. It always feels like I showed up too late to things, like with the person who recently lost feelings for me. They were kind of feeling, they had feelings for another person before we started talking. They kind of lost those, but they resurfaced recently. Thing with Skooma and Soul, they had like a relationship stewing for a while in a weird way. It was kind of like they were fuck buddies, And that, you know, Lord forgive I try and separate those two. I just I wish that like I wish that I showed up to more things as they were happening, because like with Lunar Oasis, everyone was like a good fucking 4 years older than me, and shit had already happened. People had already developed. The friend group was already built. I wish that there was a friend group that I could join and integrate in that wasn't already a set thing, and I wish that I could just go to. I wish I wasn't always late in trying to integrate into a friend group. I even tried to like, I guess, consciously build my own recently, and I kind of fucking hate it. I don't know what to do, man. Now, it's just, I wish I wasn't late to things always, like socially. I I'm getting really tired of fucking feeling jealous because my friends are having fun without me. And I already asked to be included, and it was pretty clear that, like, no, I'm not going to be the one to do that. Which, you know what? I'll say it here. Dan, if you ever find this, fuck you for that. That was mad. Like, you know, I'll be real. I'm fucking pissed off about that. I don't, not enough to like bring it up and like make a big problem out of it, because you're well within your right to say that. But you know what? Fuck you for that. Real, honest to God, genuine fuck you for that. But that's that probably sounds more mouthful than it is. It's just wasn't cool, man. That wasn't cool. I want to kind of I want a friend group that I can settle into, that I don't want to be fucking I'm friends with fucking Randall and Kanye and Ramses still, and I like hanging out with them, but that's not a group. I like hanging out with them. That's not a group that I want to be my entire being. I am being changed by them for the worse, and I see it. And I wish that I could slowly just kind of integrate somewhere else. And you know, I like hanging out with them, but man, I'm just not happy with who I'm becoming because of their influence. I wish I could fucking. I wanted to make my own friend group. That didn't work. I just wish I could like cozily cuddle up and quietly slide into, you know, an open slot in a friend group and just be friends. And I'm getting real fucking lonely. Even though, remarkably, I have not had a good down day for a while. It's always I'm talking to people, I'm dealing with people, I'm talking to people, people wanting to hang out with me constantly, and I appreciate the attention, but Jesus Christ, I want it to calm down, and I want people who can, you know, look at me and understand my situation and not cast me out for my age or stuff like that. I'm just so ready for settling down like that, because I'm not a person who sits comfortably having like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have 1 to 2 dedicated friends and that's it. I want a group that I can hang out in and chill and I want to be invited to things. I haven't felt that in a long time. It's always me showing up and proposing, like, "Hey guys, you guys want to do something? You want to hang out? Blah 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 blah." It's never, "Oh yeah, Crimson, you want to come play this game with us, or you want to do this?" It's just oh, I I wish that I wish people would invite me on things more, because I don't know if I do. I don't know why they don't. I hope that I'm not. I don't know if I'm problematic in that way. I'm not loud, but I am dominating in a social sense where, like, yeah, I won't talk over people, or I'll try to avoid that, but I will carry a conversation in a way that centers it around, like, my manner of speaking, which is definitely a flaw. I should be more adaptable, and not everything revolves around me. I'm tired. I'm gonna head to bed. Uh, I'm just, you know, you know. Here's to Vixie hopefully coming back soon, and me getting in that damn friend group. But even if I do, I don't know if I'll belong, and I've recently thought about going back on Discord and trying to go find people to hang out with. Because I've been down a long journey and a long path, and I think I just want people who are consistently wanting me to show up. Later.